You don't look the sort who can afford to turn down legitimate work.
What do you want?
How about we start with a light?
Well, you got a name, miss?
Elizabeth. You can call me Elizabeth.
What can I do for you?
There's a girl who needs to be found. Maybe you've seen her.
This girl's dead.
You know her.
You'll see dozens of her tied down by the docks or the slums in Apollo Square. Orphans. With Fontaine's charity shut. No place for them.
But her you know.
As I said, girl's dead.
Lost.
Look, I don't know where you get...
Lost isn't dead. Name your rate, I will pay you for this work. But you do this one gratis, wouldn't you?
I don't follow.
Something tells me you will. Seems my instincts were correct.
Where's Sally?
I don't know, but I know someone who does. Follow me.
What's this girl to you?
What I need from her is my business. But I know where to start looking. Something tells me a man with your particular talents could be useful.
Good afternoon.
I heard about your little friend. Such a Edward thinks the way to my heart. What happened to these children? What are they?
Where have you been? Cabin in Arcadia?
Green means go.
Little sisters.
This is the rule.
Atom
All
factories.
little girls
It's
know.
grotesque.
Compromise? Is that why we came to Rapture? I could compromise in Red Hook. We're joking.
What do they even look like under those suits?
What do you mean? Are they just some kind of machine?
Well, I say you should have to prove you're properly versed on the topic before you're allowed to vote on it.
Funny,
What?
you're not knowing about the Little Sisters. How long have you been in Rapture?
Let's just say I don't get out much.
You've got eyes and ears, don't you?
If I wanted to share my life story, Mr. DeWitt, I would write my memoirs. If I learned anything about Rapture, I thought it was a place where people understood to mind their own business.
Where are we headed?
The man we need to see is in the Garden of the Muses.
How do you know?
My sources are my own, Mr. DeWitt. If you have better information as to the whereabouts of your girl, I suggest you avail yourself of it.
Where are you taking me?
When's the last time you saw Sally?
What?
She was taken from you, wasn't she?
How do you know this?
She was taken, down at Surprise. You were playing the tables and...
She disappeared.
And?
Cop friend of mine, Sullivan, says they found her floating in the docks.
You see the body?
Look.
Did you see the body? This world values children, not childhood. There's a profit to be made and men who make it. I'm taking you to one of them. Mr. DeWitt, you all right?
I'm fine. Just get these spells sometimes. They'll pass.
sir. Madam?
We're fine, thanks.
I went through basic with decency. Italians.
Mr. DeWitt. I'll find my source inside of that club.
Cohen. What does that lunatic have to do with Sally?
Which business do you represent, sir?
Business?
Yes, which business?
DeWitt Investigations.
Mr. Cohen does not truck with private detectives. Masks of invitation went to artists and craftsmen alone.
I'm with the artist struggle. We're
No
expected.
mask, no entry.
Stuffed shirt.
These invitation masks he spoke of, they must have gone out to local artisans.
Well, I guess we'll have to persuade someone to loan us one.
The business of Rapture is a business. It says it's sponsored by the artist struggle, the Golden Rule, and Rapture Records.
I guess those stores will be as good a place to start as any. Brought you to Rapture.
A man
Really? You don't strike me as the romantic type.
wasn't that kind of man.
Then what?
There's a debt that needs repaying.
I've known my share of Shylocks.
Invitations to Cohen shows are highly coveted. Nobody's gonna just hand us one.
You think you can figure out a way to distract the store owner while I take a look around?
You just find the mask. Leave the distractions to me.
A fine day to you both.
Excuse me. The lady has some questions for you.
Yes, of course.
I'm interested in this piece.
Ah, excellent. You've an eye, haven't you, miss? It's a natural sapphire and diamond, 18-karat gold ring, fully hallmarked for Paris, 1887.
That's a lot of fine talk about a stolen ring.
I beg your pardon?
Right out of her coffin in Twilight Fields. Did you think we wouldn't notice?
I can assure you that...
The assurances of a grave robber are of no interest to me.
Cohen sends those
You
masks out
hand
in
the
some
ring
kind
back,
of
the matter
box.
will remain between you and me.
Talk piece of trash. I don't think so. Hit the brakes, you tramp. I'll see to it.
Damn.
Get your
Must be
hands
somewhere
off
else.
me!
The parasite eats three things: free markets, free will, and free
Might be best if we were gone when he wakes up. Any luck?
Nothing. Let's find another shop.
Where should we look next? Upstairs at the artist struggle or Rapture Records straight ahead?
They're all gone.
You see that dish I walked in with? Will you give her the Star treatment, pal? That'll make it worth your while.
Of course, right away.
What is this piece?
It's by Trenet, but of course, covered by Mr. Reinhardt.
Oh, it's lovely. Isn't it lovely?
Oh. Yes.
Oh, music does something to me. Especially something in
Gotta
this
find
game.
that box.
Primal, isn't it? Part of us that exists before logic, purely sensual.
The finest. Us. Places.
That we never knew
place left.
I must go. I must go. Even one more note shall prove my undoing. Nothing?
No. Got one place left, though.
And if that proves to be fruitless?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Understands something fundamental about mankind. We want to be better than they are. That is what separates us from the junk.
Buongiorno, signore.
Days. Our little girl's been missing for days.
Soo-chang observed strangest of coincidences. On other side of a window, man in strange hat experimenting on Soo-chang's own creation. On plasmid. Man name of Fink. Outrage! Theft of intellectual property! But man name of Fink is no fool. Through addition of oxidizing agent, turns plasmid ingestible through stomach lining. Mr. Ryan very impressed with Soo-chang's initiative. Theft of intellectual property, two-way street.
Hey, pal. You want to help out the little lady?
Yes, of course. Interesting, isn't it? Original Sander Cohen. He calls it miasma.
I'm sorry, but I know precious little about art.
How does it make you feel?
I don't want to open my mouth for fear of what foolishness might tumble out.
Is he like that box?
Did your companion go?
Oh, what's this one? You've given me so much to think about. I feel a trifle swoony. Would you mind if I return tomorrow for further education?
I shall be here at your service. Until tomorrow.
Good. I've located the mask.
No time to charm.
All right. It's best we head back to Cohen's.
Fine piece of work back with those shopkeepers. You got a bit of a grifter.
For that you can thank my father.
Oh, yeah?
He was a man comfortable in a variety of roles.
Ah, very well. Mr. Cohen awaits your participation at his performance.
So who is this fellow Cohen? Some sort of underworld figure?
Worse. He's an artist.
An artist who kidnaps children.
Cohen's muse is a bit more diverse. I've seen his type. Gets an idea in his head, end a conversation. Don't matter who gets hurt.
the spirit of the eternal. No. Why do you fail in this fashion? To embarrass me in front of my muse? My muse shall not be mocked. Fitzpatrick!
Please!
The stick!
For God's sake!
My muse shall not be mocked! Get them out of here! There shall be no failure on my canvas. There's no room in rapture anymore for the artist. Who are you?
Name's DeWitt.
Is that right? My. This one's a real biscuit. Isn't he a biscuit, lady?
I need to ask you a few questions.
Questions, yes. Yes, it is the work of man to ask. It is the work of the artist to answer.
You've seen this girl, haven't you?
We artists see more than most. You're more than you claim to be, little songbird. Are you not? Watch this one, DeWitt. She'll take you where you don't want to go. But I know the child in that photo is important to you. So many children flit, flit, flit away. I know where the girl is. And I will send you to her in exchange. All I ask is a dance.
What?
I see something in you two. Art strips away artifice. Show me who you are, and I will show you where you need to go.
Son of a bitch.
Mr. DeWitt. Dance with me.
Come, dance!
I shudder to think what greater price he might care to extract.
Fitzpatrick! Beauty and pain. They can be no more separated than birth and blood.
What do you think Cohen's customers do with the children? Do they?
Sometimes. But those types lack the capital of people like Ryan and Suchong.
That's a blessing.
You saw those little sisters? You so sure? But if Suchong had Sally, I'd know it.
How?
As I tied him to a chair and asked him.
So?
For 15 hours.
I don't know what to make of you, Mr. DeWitt.
No!
Listen, we're not gonna keep...
Fitzpatrick! I see suffering in you. I know how to shine a light on your pain. A moth will become a butterfly.
Mr. DeWitt! Mr. DeWitt! Are you all right?
I'm fine.
You were dreaming. You kept saying your daughter's name, Sally.
She's not my daughter.
I thought...
Pain and beauty. To an artist, they are parent and child.
Cohen?
I'm sending you to find your young one. No need to thank me. I'm not so sure you'll like what you find.
Look.
Fontaine's. Ryan sent the whole thing to the bottom.
But it's a prison now. Why would Cohen have sent Sally there?
I don't know.
Everyone has needs. I merely provide a service for those who have the means to pay. You'll find your little bird in the housewares department.
How many people do you suppose Ryan's got locked up in that place?
Enough. Fontaine had amassed something near an army. Now they're down there, spliced up and wild. All right, there's a dock up ahead.
Takes a cold son of a bitch to do that to a living person.
What's that?
Burial, let's see.
You read your residency contract with Ryan Industries? In perpetuity, we're all buried at sea.
Don't get too comfortable. Keep your eyes open.
Seem to be some supplies this way, Mr. DeWitt.
It's Booker.
What?
Just call me Booker.
If it's all the same to you, let's leave it at Mr. DeWitt. Look up there. Let's have another look around. Perhaps we'll be able to find something to get us up and over.
It's every man's right.
Could be him.
A skyhook.
Skyhook? You mean the air grabber? Kids use them to ride around up on the pneumo lines.
Air grabber. Huh. Constants and variables.
Constants and what?
Never mind.
Goddamn grabber stuck.
Mr. DeWitt! Someone's coming!
Come back! I want the frosting!
Holding you accountable!
All right, I got the grabber unjammed.
Let you and me talk!
Mr. DeWitt, look. Housewares. That's where Cohen said we'd find Sally. The store ran trams between the three buildings. We'll need to avail ourselves of that.
Assuming it still works.
Optimism, Mr. DeWitt. It helps in situations like this. When did you come to Rapture?
Oh, it was, geez, I guess around 51? No, 48?
That's a rather large gap.
Time. Life I had before. Sort of becomes a blur. 49. 49 for sure. Damn.
You look a mess, Mr. DeWitt.
Just keep your eyes open for splicers. They can do us a whole lot worse.
Here, little birdies. Eat it up. Well, it's good for you, you know. Well, I've never heard of birds that didn't like seeds. What's the matter with you? Do you think it's poison? If different types of food on my plate touch, I can't eat either.
Hello? I thought you were my friend! Let's talk money!
Mr. DeWitt,
Well, there's the tram.
that splicer had no problem freezing a path for himself before.
I'm sure he'll be happy to do the same for us.
I have no doubt you'll prove persuasive.
Welcome to the Circus of Value. Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Another burst pipe.
Store sunk a few hundred feet beyond its specifications. More pressure, more burst pipes.
Mr. DeWitt, look. An ice rink.
Be good at places any to look for our new friend.
Says it's on the top floor.
So we go up.
Damn thing's locked.
Let me see that. Oh, have matters progressed so little? I could turn this with a rake pick. Done.
Where'd you learn that?
Oh, it's something I picked up a long time ago.
Our frozen friend leaves a hell of a trail.
Why are my hands all red? Gotta scrub this blood off.
Just let me in, okay? It's Fontaine. He said we're all equal down here now, all in the same boat. I just want a taste of some high-class food.
Splicers. DCS. If you keep quiet, maybe you can get the drop on them. Even the odds.
You've been using me this entire...
And I'm planning a big comeback. Just need a new agent.
Ryan, you bastard. Left me here to rot. Sure, I signed the contract. Helped turn Fontaine into a prison. 10 days, big rush, everything slapdash. Right before the prisoners are brought in. One of your piece of shit turrets. Bam! Both kneecaps. Now I'm likely a cripple locked in a jail, surrounded by maniacs. I haven't even been paid, but I don't care. Just get me out of here!
There's no excuse.
Look up there.
Butterflies in your stomach. Rise to the challenge!
Need some help with this.
On it.
Got it.
Baby, it's gotta be tonight for sure. Tonight, by 9:30, you'll be putting in some overtime. Most ladies like men who are big and tall, but I don't mind if you're short and small. I never measure ounce for ounce. After all, honey, it's the punch that counts. I want a little amour to you. Baby, it's gotta be tonight. My candle glow, my dear, I know you love me so.
It used to be such a thrill to hear Ryan speak. Parasite this, and the exaltation of man that. Sure, it could all get a bit of a bore, but the old bear sure knew how to enunciate.
Something's worth locking up. It must be good. It used to be such a thrill to hear Ryan speak. Parasite this, and the exaltation of man that. Sure, it could all get a bit of a bore, but the old bear sure knew how to enunciate.
Go on without me.
Crimes and betrayals against the people of Rapture are sorted out pretty soon.
Of my first play, the Herald said, "A dead whale has washed up at the Schubert Theater and stinks a little more with each passing night." The Tribune called my first opera as having the effect of canceling out all of Mozart's classics in a single caterwaul. And now, critics take me to task for my humanitarian work. If I were not there to find a home for these orphans, would these bellyachers take my place? An artist once said, "All critics should be assassinated." I just might take him up on that.
Freddy! How long you been tooth fighting? No, stop!
What's happened to these folks? They don't even seem sane.
Nothing beats your first splice. From there, it's all downhill. The frozen frosties, the jockeys who'll hand you 1,000 volts as soon as look at you.
You sound sympathetic.
They would be the first sons of bitches who found an answer at the bottom of a bottle. But once you see them go weak at the knees at the sight of a little sister and all her Adam, they cut a less sympathetic figure. Short-circuited. Probably be able to pop it open with
A jolt of shock jockey?
You familiar with shock jockey?
More than you could know.
Let's look around. Maybe there's a store ain't been ransacked by splicers yet.
can't do what you say. Let's won't steal! You got a friend over? Here!
Need a lock picked.
I can do that. Ready.
I'm terrified of needles. Haven't you heard? Plasmids are now available in drinkable form.
I keep dropping audio diaries in the pneumotubes like a message in a goddamn bottle, hoping one will get through and someone will save me. If you get this, send help. I'm holed up in the shoe storeroom. The code's 0928.
Don't you know what you're doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Elizabeth, little help?
I'll give it a whirl. All done.
You keep your eye on the ball. That's how you stay on top. Eye on the ball.
Inside!
This leave me alone!
Ammo, take it!
Jake to me. I ain't no moron. You've been using me this entire time.